beats.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Junior, aka Smoking Guns, out here in Tucson, Arizona, representing the Ultimate Fight Club, giving you the latest content in boxing and MMA news that is out. So tonight's video is actually on Top Rank's card. It was live on ESPN, and it had JOSE Ramirez versus JOSE Zepeda, okay? And this was actually a very good fight. It was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and the main reason I was thinking that is because you got a guy like JOSE Ramirez who has been on a straight-up tear, and then you got a guy like JOSE Zepeda who's actually making a little bit of a comeback since his loss, and he's actually pretty low in the rankings. I think he's like ranked number 14 or 15 in the WBC, but per the WBC rules, all you have to do is be in the top 15 in order to be able to get that shot. And like I said, I thought JOSE Ramirez was going to end up blasting through him, but Zepeda, he made it a friggin' very good fight, man. I was actually really glad that he made the fight so challenging, and I actually thought that he actually had a pretty good chance to win that fight, man. And going into this fight with the first round, Zepeda, he pretty much stuck to his game plan, literally coming in, using the jab, dictating the whole pace with the jab, using his combinations, using his footwork. His footwork was excellent going into those first few rounds, where he was just using his jab to dictate the pace of the fight, being able to get his combinations off, not letting Ramirez get on the inside. And every time Ramirez would try to get on the inside, he did a very good job of being able to use the clinch to control Ramirez, being able to use his footwork, playing the matador to Ramirez. And he did a really good job in that first, second, and third round. He was literally running away with the fight, using his jab, dictating the pace with the jab. And Ramirez, it was crazy because he was not using the jab at all. He was pretty much just trying to use movement to try to bully his way into the inside, winging his shots, trying to work the body. But Zepeda was not giving him any chance on being able to get on the inside. But in that third round, at the end of that round, you could see Ramirez trying to get that groove, trying to do what he can to try to steal that round, but by that time it was way too late, and Zepeda had already outclassed him in that round. But then going into the fourth round, you saw Ramirez pretty much picking up where he left off in that third round. He started just pressing the pace on Zepeda, really working the body, man, working his inside game, trying to cut off the ring. Zepeda was still doing a really good job using the jab, using his movement, but you could see that he was slowly wearing down, and Ramirez was taking advantage of that, being able to work his way on the inside and getting those shots off. Then going into that fifth round, dude, that fifth round was a really good round, dude. They were pretty much just going tit for tat, man. Zepeda did a very good job being able to stand his ground in that fight when Ramirez was coming on the inside, being able to get his inside work. Ramirez was literally just going blow for blow with him, not really moving as much as he was in those earlier rounds, but he was still doing a very good job in that round. For every time he got hit, he would make sure that Ramirez would pay for it. And I actually had that as like a toss-up round. To me, that round could have been a draw. And then going into the sixth round, Zepeda started doing his thing again like he was doing in those earlier rounds, pretty much dictating the pace of the round with the jab, using his combinations, using his movement, and he started going back to that original game plan in that particular round. And then going into the seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th round, dude, you saw Ramirez literally just turning the pace up on him, wasn't letting Zepeda have any kind of space, man. And he was friggin' really working his inside game, dude, making Zepeda pay every time he threw a punch. And he was really applying the pressure on him. And you could just tell that he was really wearing down Zepeda. And then going into the 11th round, I was like, okay, Zepeda was trying to make a little comeback. Ramirez was still applying the pressure, but Zepeda was really able to get off counter shots, being able to use his jab, being able to use his movement. And he was making it a really close fight. But even going into that round, I had him losing that fight. He was literally going to have to knock out Ramirez for me to end up giving him the fight. And then going into the 12th round, Ramirez, he pretty much dictated the pace in that round, applying nonstop pressure, nonstop combinations, working the body, working his way on the inside. And Zepeda, he just could not handle that pressure that Ramirez was giving it to him in that last round. And by the end of that last round, you could tell that Ramirez was the clear victor, finishing off that fight. actually had Ramirez winning the fight 7-5, but Zepeda, dude, he really showed that he wasn't in there to friggin' lose. He tried everything that he could do to win, and he came with a friggin' really great game plan. The only bad thing about it is he just started wearing down when it started getting into the middle in those later rounds. And with the pressure that Ramirez was putting on him, I could see why he was wearing down, because Ramirez, he was not stopping. He kept applying nonstop pressure to Zepeda, and he did a very good job being able to take that fight. And he ended up coming out with a majority decision victory, being able to defend that belt from a guy like Jose Zepeda. Now, going into his future, there's a lot of rumors going around, and he's actually been talking about it personally, moving up to 147 to fight a guy like Terrence Crawford. And if he was to do something like that, that fight would not fare well for him at all, especially with his style of fighting. Dude, Terrence Crawford would literally beat the friggin' brakes off of Jose Ramirez if he's thinking about going up to 147 to fight a dude like Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford, he will fight on the inside, fight on the outside. And with the way that Jose Ramirez fights, Terrence Crawford would literally box the friggin' brakes off of his ass going into that damn fight. And personally, if I was Jose Ramirez, he should stay at 140. There's a plethora of fights for him in that division. You got guys like Regis Prograis, who is in his division and who also holds the WBC super lightweight diamond belt. And he would definitely accept the challenge from a dude like Jose Ramirez in order to be able to get that damn WBC strap. But will Jose Ramirez take that fight? I'm not really sure, because Regis Prograis is a name that you do not hear coming out of friggin' Jose Ramirez's mouth. And there's a bunch of other dudes that are in that division. You got guys like Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. You got friggin' Pablo Cano that just friggin' knocked out friggin' Jorge Linares. You got friggin' Victor Postal. Dude, there's a bunch of friggin' killers that are in that division. And especially if you'd be able to unify, I'm not really sure how easy it would be for him to be able to unify with guys like Ivan Barak. You got friggin' Maurice Hooker, but then you have these dudes, they're on other networks. So with Jose Ramirez being on Top Rank and fighting on ESPN, I'm not really sure how easy it would be with these other dudes, because they're fighting on platforms like DAZN. So I guess only time is going to be able to tell what is Jose Ramirez going to do after this victory. But if he is thinking about going to 147 to be able to face those killers up there, especially a dude like Terrence Crawford, who it sounds like Bob Arum is trying to set up, man, I really feel sorry for Jose Ramirez, because if he goes to do that, dude, he is going to end up getting the friggin' brakes beat off of his ass. But I guess only time is going to tell if that's going to happen, but I hope you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any kind of questions, any kind of comments, hit me up in the comment section and I'll be sure to hit you guys up, all right? So I hope you like the video. Holla at your boy.